The ordinary child wakes up from a warm bed, starts the day with a good, nourishing breakfast, and enjoys the presence of loving parents. But in the streets of many urban centers, it is a different story. On average, the streets of Kenya are hosting over 250,000 children. According to a local survey, poverty was cited as the main cause for these youngsters to seek refuge in the streets, followed by the growing figure of AIDS, HIV orphans, tribal clashes, and the inevitable breakdown of the secure family structure. Westlands, one of the busiest traffic roundabouts in Nairobi City, is a haven for some street children. After a long, hard day of begging for money, stealing, or doing odd jobs, it is at this spot that several young boys gather by day to pass time and cook any little meals that they can share from their scavenges. When night falls, the hard rocks and pieces of cardboard make a bed while newspapers or polythene papers provide the needed warmth away from the cold of the night. This gloomy picture can change to one of hope. While many go about their business ignoring the children as a social nuisance, Father Caroll Houle, a Marino missioner, was touched by what he saw at the base of this tree. In 1995, at this very site, he initiated the Ukweli Home of Hope project, reaching out to the boys. Soon after, Margaret Wanjao, a mother of 5 and a social worker, joined Father Houle in the rehabilitation of the boys, trying to counsel and guide them under this tree. At the time, the task at hand was not an easy one.
I started from nowhere, and I started by going to the boys, identifying myself, and then at first they did not accept me, and then after that we started talking, sharing, just in the streets. We did not have anywhere to sit, just in the streets studying. Slowly by slowly, they started saying, oh, Made, and then they gave me the name Made. As I was seen by the society, they thought that maybe I'm out there to learn the boys. Maybe I was using them to go snatch and bring the whatever they could send to me. And even the police started harassing them. They could arrest them. When they started arresting them, myself, that is when my work started.
In December 2001, the Marino fathers and brothers turned ownership and management of Ukweli Home to a local congregation, the Little Sisters of St. Francis. Vicki Simon, a Marino lay missioner who is part of the management team, recounts the history of the home.
The program, like I said, began outside on the street with the street kids, advising them, counseling them, giving them some food and some shelter at times, but we had no home, we had nothing. So about 1997, we were able to begin a home, and we bought a small place in the Kibera area of Nairobi. The project consists of now a drop-in center for street children, where we serve about maybe 40 a day, and that number again keeps growing and escalating. My role has been primarily one of advisement as a counselor at the drop-in center. I have done some teaching and some job preparation skills training for the boys that are wanting to change and to get off the streets.
The current director of the Ukweli Home Project is Sister Karimi of the Little Sisters of St. Francis. In her first encounter, she came as a relief person, but today she plays a key role in the day-to-day running of the home.
I do the administration of the project. I supervise the social workers, the teachers. I see like to the paying of the school fees of the children and visiting them from time to time.
As the numbers of people living in the streets continue to grow, there are many concerns on how to tackle the problem. Many organizations have addressed this subject that seems to lack a concrete solution, and yet the society remains skeptical. It is in this relation that the Ukweli project grew with a mission to provide love and care to the street boys, offering a unique approach.
I'm happy about Ukweli Home of Hope project because mainly our operation is in two sections. We have the home, the rehabilitation center itself, and we have the drop-in center. That is here out in Westlands, whereby we go out, reach out to the boys, talk to them, and it also forms our catchment area for the rehabilitation center out in Kibera.
The Ukweli project really focuses on the individual boy. I think that we are able to advise and counsel one-on-one, and because the numbers have been fairly small and we want to retain that, I think that the main difference is that we are working with the individual boy, his particular needs, and therefore the solutions to the problems that we uncover seem to be longer lasting.
We interact with them, we get to hear their stories, where they come from, what brought them to the street, what is their experience on the street, and from that kind of interaction, they are able to tell us and we are able to identify who is really here and who is really needed and who.
The strong commitment to the boys by the team demonstrates their desire to carry on the caring traditions begun by Father Houle and Margaret 7 years ago. To date, the home has two main programs: a drop-in center which currently caters for at least 100 boys on a day-to-day basis, and a home providing shelter to 20 boys. Sister Kevin discusses some of the activities.
I begin with the drop-in center. We work from Monday to Friday, 8 to 4 o'clock. We have a 3-day feeding program, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. We give them food. Tuesday, Thursdays, we give them tea and bread. We show movies, and that is educational movies and entertainment. We also take care of their medical. Those who fall sick here on the streets, we have a consulting doctor here within Westlands. He's Dr. Qureshi, and we have been able to take care of all those needs. A few times we've received donations of clothes or even food, and we distribute it at the drop-in center. At the rehabilitation center, which is in Kibera, we take care of the basic needs of every human being. That's food, shelter, clothing. Besides, we have education for the boys. All boys at that home are boys that go to school, and their medical.
The Ukweli Home of Hope project is very much a family, where the boys learn to live a normal life under adult supervision. A sense of responsibility is instilled in them as they carry out ordinary chores like making their beds, washing up, cooking a healthy meal, and eating together. They also get time to relax as they watch television or play a game of cards. A cherished moment is when they receive mail from friends or relatives. The management team shares in their delight and would assist them in reading their mail.
My real work here is to help these young boys. I guide and counsel them. We give them tuition, and then after giving them the tuition, we are able to learn and discover the level of each boy in school.
At Ukweli Home of Hope, the boys are put under the guidance of 3 resident teachers who give them extra tutoring to enable them to resume their education.
Since we started the program, we've had boys who came here, and these boys were high on glue. Some of them were sick, and some of them were very weak. But when they arrived here, after sharing with them, accepting to stay with us in the home here, they went back to school, they completed their studies, and now they have joined high schools, and others have joined professional institutions where they're doing their own courses, and they have succeeded in life.
What I've discovered with these boys, they're not bad boys the way people used to take them. These boys, they are good, especially when you stay with them, you listen to their problems, you are ready to solve their problems, and they can change.
The primary challenge I faced has been the level and the breadth of poverty that I've seen here. I was aware there would be poverty, as there is in many locations I've lived and been, but I wasn't aware of the numbers unemployed. For example, 65% unemployment blows my mind. Even if you educate children, they come out of the training, they come out of the skills that they've learned, and may or may not be able to put those to work. To retain hope and to help them retain hope in such a milieu is very, very challenging, to say the least.
While offering the basic needs to the boys, the project faces many challenges. The power of peer pressure on the streets, coupled with easy money, is complicated by drugs and criminal activities. It is no easy task trying to get the boys to think beyond today, such as the long-term effects of sniffing glue or taking drugs. Family reunions are insecure because though the family loves the child, they are also struggling to survive and cannot feed their children.
We are dealing with the street boys and the street men. And the street men, some of them do not sniff glue. They take the heroin, the cocaine, because they get from other friends. Whenever they have taken and they come to the drop-in center, they are really bad because the way they behave is not proper.
The greatest challenge for me was like having no children of my own, being able to switch my mind to reach out to children. And I'm glad that I now know what it means to live my own as you've been taught, because you receive 100-fold. I'm not timed by anything. I'm able to reach out to them freely. But it's not an easy task because you are meeting different children of different backgrounds, different culture, different tribes. And to just come to terms with all that is not an easy thing, but it all works.
A smiling face and eyes glittering with hope are signs of appreciation, as many boys have come to grow and realize they have a future ahead. Looking back at the many lives that have been touched and saved from doom, the staff draws a great sense of satisfaction.
I love doing this work, seeing them really, really change, really progress, and really be able to develop into their full potential. That has been my joy.
I've been able to move an extra mile. And what I mean an extra mile is to go out and reach out to somebody who is really in need. And that's the less fortunate members of our society. The moment I came to this project, I found a different meaning of life and what it means to reach out to others.
I'm very happy to work with them because I've seen that they are really people. They are not hopeless people. They are our boys. They are Kenya's citizens, and they belong to our society.
Brother Peter Agnone, a Marino missioner and one of the founding partners of the project, frequently visits the home. He enjoys working collectively with the others and carries the grandfather image to the boy.
I go over there on Saturdays and I stop at Ukweli and I buy vegetables and supplies for the home. And it's Sister Kevin said to me, whenever you go there, because you're the grandfather, you always bring something, because boys will say, what'd you bring me? We have a program here that is helping these boys to improve themselves, and it's not all easy, but being part of this is, what's the word, fulfilling.
The success of Ukweli Home is not so much in the numbers served, but rather in the individual quality of the care provided to the boys. Although they can only take 20 boys at a time, to date the management prides itself in having helped about 70 boys, most of whom have been reunited with their families or have been able to continue with their education.
Last year, when we really started tracking down all people who have been helped or have passed through Ukweli Home of Hope, we've had over 50 kids who have been helped. 30 of them have been reunited with their families. Some we know where they are, others we don't know their whereabouts, unfortunately. Then we have 20 boys who went through the home last year. 6 of them did their standard 8 and have performed well. And at the drop-in center, we've helped over 100 kids, but we keep meeting them day in, day out. And most specifically, when we have a feeding program, that's when you easily can catch the number of boys that are living with us. Peter Dicho, as a young kid, found himself on the streets because of family problems and also, I would call it poverty at that age.
It was all about searching for the basic needs because once you lack what you want in the home, you try and also get out to get it. This time I was out to look for food. I remember in the 1980s my father was also arrested and we suffered a lot. So during this time there was no one to take care. Our jobless mother was there. We were a big family. I am in a family of 9. I had a gang, as you would call it, and this was from peer pressure. And also I remember there was my neighbors, boys who are, bringing plenty. And when I learned that they are bringing plenty from Kenyatta University, then I said also I should be going and bring them to my fellow brothers and sisters at home. When I was in secondary, we had a lot of problems, and in fact, from the love of our father to see us be educated, he became a frustrated man because he was not being able to cater for our school fees, and in fact, he committed suicide. The way he committed suicide is also a very tragic way because he first of all wanted to, to kill all the children, but unfortunately, he started with a hard target, which was me. All these cuts you are seeing, I received them from him, and somehow I fortunately escaped death. And my whole story was published in the dailies, and when people came to read about it, there is this project, Watoto Walwanga Street Children Project, which came to my rescue. Their social workers came and visited me, and they promised me that they will help me to go through with my education. I started working with the Ukweli Home of Hope in September 1998, and I started in the social work department, where I'm also currently in that position. And in fact, within Ukweli, I've also been able to go on with my studies. I've been taking sociology. I graduated last year. My success can be traced back through the help of a priest, Father Donald Doherty, who is a Merino priest. In fact, he has done a lot because he is the one who really spotted my potential and has helped me see, he has seen me through the university life, and he's the one who has really taken care of. And also I cannot forget the Ukweli team because it has really been of support. I did score a first-class honors, but I believe that this was not my work only. It was through the motivation and the encouragement from my team and from well-wishers, and especially also the prayers from the boys I'm working with. I feel motivated.
Near the traffic light, one rain evening, the skin boy, you have brought your car and you quickly put up your wing. Even you told your children talk to me. Today we have met again, no cars, no windows. And believable metamorphosis, I knew I will see you again. Yes, I knew. Between you and I, there is a link, a mind link, God our Father.
For those working in the Ukweli Home of Hope project, there is a will to continue in a broader and more comprehensive way. They want to provide a larger home and educational facilities for the boys and have a wider outreach for those on the streets.
My dream is the building of 2 dormitories, 2 classrooms, a convent, a chapel. It goes, and it's almost, where did you get the gall to go for something like this? Well, I just feel it's God's will, and He'll help us through this period of where we need financial assistance.
I would probably devote a little bit more energy and resources to the actual education and development of the boys, and a real follow-through on what happens like 3 months, 6 months, a year even after they leave our program. That's something we haven't necessarily had the resources to do, but I think it's what the boys need.
If only we could see those people as human beings. They will be good people. They will behave well. But when we look at them as if they are not people, that is why they start misbehaving the way they are. We only need to show them love so as they can come to us.
I really even admire Sister Kevin because she's a very courageous young woman, and I think this is a very demanding work, but she has shown a unique courage. We visit her from time to time. We come here to the office and to the drop-in, and we see the work she's doing, and also we go to Kibera to see what she's doing. Actually, we keep on discussing about the street children, and we give her encouragement and support.
The biggest needs revolve around also what's happening currently to us. The numbers are growing higher and higher in the country, and we can no longer, feel comfortable taking care of only 20 kids when there are 250,000 in our country. So we're looking for funds to be able to expand the project, to give more room for accommodation, and we hope to take care of about 60 children within the center and reach out to 200 children outside the center. The next need would be funds also to be able to feed these children, because we cannot keep them at home without taking care of the need, clothe them, educate them, and continue taking care of their medical. Then finally, to give them the meaning of being in a home, and they'll be able to go back to their families as rehabilitated worthy beings to mix in the society.
And all of these young boys here, as you can tell, are in their uniforms and are being sponsored for our schools in the area. We would like you too to join us in this project and to help us with helping even more boys to go back to school, to get off the streets. We have hundreds waiting, and we need your help in order to assist them. So help us to bring them into our home and to help with their rehabilitation and to go back to school. We look forward to your helping us, and if you'd like to help us, you can do it in 2 ways. You can either enter on and look at the website we have, it's ukweli.net, or you can also write to us at Ukweli Home of Hope Project. That's Post Office, Box 27746, Nairobi, Kenya. And we look forward to hearing from all of you. In one way or another, we can use your prayers and your support. Thank you so much.